Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Albion. When last we left off, we'd recruited Thunag into our party, fought a few encounters in the cellar of the building where Siobhan is, and discovered from Karaya the beginnings of a very, very important plot. But we have no proof with which to accuse anyone of anything, so we need to go and find said proof. And to do that, we're going to have to go to Kurnos, which is in the north. However, we're going to just explore around first and see what there is to see. Like this Krondir here! Hello, Krondir! How are you? Are you Krondir 1s like we know? No. This is a Krondir 2. And this is the game warning you, by the way, things are about to get very, very dangerous, because Krondir 2s, in comparison to 1s, are nasty, nasty foes that are really, really dangerous. Fortunately, we can still kill them without too much problem, but too much problem is a relative thing, because as you could see, the Krondir attacked quite nastily there, and has a lot of health. And that is just the start of it. There are many, many Krondir 2 encounters in this area, and we need to be very careful about all of them. However, I do think there's going to be a bush down here with some of those seeds that we're going to get. There it is! There's actually a lot of places that you can explore in the southern area here. You can actually go off the map and see what else there is to see. We're going to stay on this part of the map for now and just do a lot of exploring, because exploring is always a good thing. Also, there are 5 seeds here. Now you can see why I bought a lot of them when we previously went to other areas. Let's go over here first. Anything over here? Well, there is a small area in this direction. I think there's going to be a very nasty encounter over there, if memory serves. And by nasty, I mean exceptionally nasty. I think we're talking about multiple Krondir 2s. We do not have the levels to really deal with multiple Krondir 2s yet. Even though I'd really like to be able to deal with multiple Krondir 2s. Here is a Warnake encounter. It's not just a Warnake encounter. This is actually a really nasty encounter. As you can see, this encounter has Krondir 2s, Skrin 2, and the Warnake 1s. And we want to make sure that we can deal with this as quickly as possible. So we're going to use a lot of fireballs, we're going to use a lot of fireballs, even more fireballs, and we're going to use a frost avalanche, and we're going to hope that we can deal with these Krondir 2s before they kill all of us. Even with the levels we have, the Skrin 2 move before everyone else, which is pretty good. However, right now we want to make sure none of these enemies move anywhere. There we go, and that's pretty good. We don't need to worry about the Skrin 2 whatsoever. We really just need to worry about these Krondir. There we go. That's pretty much softened them up, so we're going to start, I think we're going to start attacking the Skrin 2 here. Although I think having more fireballs that way is probably a good idea. There we go. And that one has not been dealt with yet, which is not good. I was kind of hoping that, there we go, that's one dealt with. They're now all going to be able to move, which is not so great. But I think Dre might be able to deal with that one before anything bad happens. At least I hope. There we go. Excellent. The Warnake 1s we do not need to worry about whatsoever. You'll also notice that we get exactly the same amount of loot as we would have otherwise got from the Krondir 2s as we get from the Krondir 1s, so it's really not that great that we fight them. They do confer more experience though. Also, that was a very lucky hit there, and that enemy appears to be trying to move away. We're not going to let you get away, you know. Okay, we're going to let you get away. That's fine, 103 experience, also level 17. That is very impressive. We're most certainly getting to pretty high levels. Also, Syrah has long been able to cast that final spell that we weren't able to buy a scroll of, which is kind of unfortunate. At least I don't think we were able to buy a scroll of it. No, we weren't. Also, we might as well pass over that Thunderstorm scroll here to Thunag, because Thunag is later going to be able to learn how to use that. Also, here is an encounter with Skrin! Hello, Skrin! There are a lot of Skrin 2 here. But the Skrin 2 are not the big threat here. The Warnick 3 is the big threat. So we're just going to wait right now and wait for all of these enemies to move, because they all move very, very fast. The one advantage of them moving fast is that they prevent the Warnick 3 from getting very close to us. So for now, we're actually going to let the Warnick 3 not be able to get very close to us, and just wail on these the Skrin 2 rather, with the melee attacks, while we let our ranged combatants just pepper the Warnick 3 with fire. Remember when Skrin 2 were exceptionally nasty? I remember when they were very nasty. They're not nasty anymore whatsoever. We have way too much attack stat to be worried about them. Just way too much. We're just going to very, very slowly carve our way through these. Very slowly. But it will most certainly happen. They do confer a little bit of experience, especially with this many of them. Just wait for these ranged attacks to go off. Oh, the Warnick is being very, very elusive and moving constantly. In fact, I'd rather have Reyna focus his attacks there. There we go, that should probably help. We'll just have you hit this one there. The poor Skrin 2s, I don't think there are any Skrin 3s. I think Skrin pretty much stop at 2. That's one dealt with. It is indeed being very elusive, just constantly shifting its location. And we'll just deal with this one now, and I might as well just have you no longer attack that, because there's no reason to. You just keep missing, and that's ammunition we really must preserve. Even though we have about 140 shots. There we go, we are pretty much opening an opportunity for the Warnick to get close, and I think the Warnick most certainly will get close this turn. Probably move over to here or so. Or not, maybe you'll just wait for us to obliterate these opponents. There are only 4 Skrin 2s now, and I say only in a way that you only can when you get to a... Ah! Now you have moved, and now you are there. Which is good, because now we can finally get rid of you. There we go. One attack apiece there, you'll attack there, and now the other Skrin has decided to retreat. This is probably a very, very smart idea on your part. Goodbye, Skrin. There is no reason to actually fight you at all now, because you don't confer any sort of items by defeating you. We're just going to look around now and see what else we can find. There are a lot of fights in this area, and I mean a lot of fights. If we go around searching for them, we're going to find loads of them. There is, however, this very large mountain pass up here that we need to navigate this at some point. We're not going to navigate it just yet, though. We might as well stick to the path at the moment, though. We have veered a little bit off it, and by a little, I mean a lot. Alright, south we go. Let's go find that path that we, for some reason, have completely ignored. It's a long way south. It is a long, long way south. That's just to show, basically, how much you can actually explore in this area. It is ridiculous just how much there is in this part of the game. It's sort of this point where the game just opens up and presents you with a lot to do, and hides a very sneaky plot in there, which is what is interesting about it. But we know about this plot, so we know to go to Kurnos at some point. There is no timed aspect to it per se. It's an event-based game, so when we trigger a certain event, it will then trigger another event, and there is that northern path that apparently is going to lead up to Kurnos, which we're not going to go to just yet. We're going to explore further in the other directions, like south and west, and that is Warnix. Or is it Warnix? Is it in fact Warnix and Krondir, or Skrin and Warnix, or just tons and tons of Warnix? Yo, it's just tons and tons of Warnix. That's fine, we can deal with tons and tons of Warnix. Pretty sure we can anyway. There we go. We'll just mop these ones up quite nicely. The Warnix ones are not even vaguely a threat. They can just be obliterated with single attacks, so not going to worry necessarily about those ones. Will, however, worry about these ones over here. There we go. and they'll move a little bit further forward. That's not bad at all. They're probably going to move in such a way that it'll be quite difficult to contain them. However, all the Warnake 1s have now been defeated, and now it's time to deal with the Warnake 2s, and then the 3s. I think we'll save all of our magic just for now, because they're going to move up, yep, just like that. And unfortunately, one of them has moved right next to Malthus and Thunag, which is kind of bad. I think a Frost Splinter here might be a good idea, and a lot of Fireballs might also be a very, very good idea. If in doubt, tons and tons of Fireballs will do the trick. There we go. That's one dealt with. And fortunately, they're all attacking Tom, which is good. There we go. That's quite a lot of damage that's dealt by that now. And we didn't even need to waste any magic with Thunag there, which is good. More things to sell later. Excellent. What is down here? Anything of any worth? Well, there's the sea. I don't think that's really worth exploring that much. I mean, we don't have a boat, but we could try. And then we died horribly. There might be other things that we could look at, though. There's a path that sort of peters out going this way. Maybe there was something important here long ago. If there was, we don't know what that was. Anything at all? I'll settle for one of those bushes with those seeds. Ah, hello, Silent Scrin. Ah, this is what's known now as an exceptionally easy combat. One that is not worth expending any resources beyond, you know, sword swings and unlimited use of the axes. I mean, the throwing axe rather. We just want to sort of wait this one out. Syrah might actually get hit by that, but fortunately attacked Thunag, which is not going to work. I mean, wow, I'm just having just remembering back to when we had serious difficulty with the Scrin 1s with the single Scrin 2. That was a tricky fight, and now look at us just obliterating them. Absolutely obliterating this encounter. And still you're not retreating. You'll notice that there are absolutely... Ooh, Raynor is level 16. Not bad. And here is one of those bushes that I thought would be down here. How many seeds? 5. Yeah, if you don't stock up, you can really run out. That's why you can go to Shremalinar, though. Shremalinar will have the ability to sell you an unlimited supply of those seeds, as many as you think you might need. And you're probably going to need a lot. Not gonna lie, you're going to need a lot of them, as Syrah is still a very, very useful spellcaster. We could also get that spell that Syrah was not able to cast at this point, which might be a good thing to do. Ah, here are a lot of encounters. We need to be very careful as to which one of these we fight first. Like this one here, which is a bunch of Scrin that are protecting a single Warnake 3. I think it's time to use a, let's use a Frost Splinter here, I think. Good plan. And then we'll just start obliterating this, this Warnake right there. Good plan indeed. It's quite an interesting strategy with the Scrin and the Warnake work together. I don't know how that works. Maybe they just all come en masse and are more concerned with hitting us than each other. Or maybe they're not like predators to one another. Also, that was just excellently handled indeed. So now we don't have to worry whatsoever about anything else, and we can instead just focus on killing everything. Great plan. There we go. We'll just use sword swings and the magical axe. We will be getting more of that magical axe, which is good. The magical axe is really handy, and having 2 of them will be very handy indeed. There we go, you're fighting that one, and that's pretty good. There we go. These encounters will all refresh if you rest for so long in Beloveno or anywhere else, which is handy because having a good source of permanent experience is always nice. There we go. Tom is not doing very well at dealing with this Scrin 2 here. He just seems to be missing all the time. And we, on the other hand, just seem to be... Ah, there we go, much better. We've pretty much nearly dealt with all of these, which is quite nice. There we are. Ah, that one's running away. That one has seen what's happening and has decided against it. That's probably quite wise, rather, not rise. That is most certainly wise. There we go. Let's go and... Oh, that one's running away too. And we'll let you, because there's no profit in trying to chase you down. However, this encounter... Oh dear. Oh dear! That one's kind of terrible. It's a good thing we bought these potions that will restore some magical energy, because we're gonna need it. Oh, are we going to need it? We're gonna need a Frost Avalanche now. Frost Avalanche is certainly going to save us a lot of trouble here. Do we want to use a Fireball? Do we want to use a Fireball to ensure that that enemy is defeated? Probably, but not just yet. We could use a Fire Rain, but that won't do very much damage, so we're instead just going to wait this out. May seem like a poor idea, but waiting this out is a good idea. Because they all move before Syrah does. And that's why I did that. They all move before Syrah. And that is considering how fast Syrah is. All being frozen, however, is a really good thing. We're going to be using this spell quite a bit more. Alright. The next thing we want to do is we want to basically obliterate everything that we possibly can. We want those two to focus on the Krondir, and we want you to basically wail on that Warnake there. The Warnake needs to die. The Warnake is actually far more dangerous because of all the status effects that they can inflict. There we go. Brilliant. Not bad at all. We're going to need another Frost Avalanche, though. There we go. That's much better. One defeated... Do we need a Frost Avalanche, or do we just need... Frost Crystal will affect an entire row. That might actually work. That might work quite well. We'll have a Fireball here, and we'll have a Fireball most certainly here. I think that's a good idea, because I think you can... Actually, we'll have you attack that one. Or do we? No, no, no. I think Drer can handle that one. That may be that was a mistake. That's a lot of damage. And that's why we had that one cast, because we don't want to affect the whole row, we just want to affect that one. Also, ouch! That's why we have those healing potions. Oh, that's why we have them. Is it dead? It is not yet dead. Okay, time to use one of these. Drink up, Drer, we're going to need it. That's quite good, though. Okay, they're frozen, so we don't need to worry about them right now, but we do have another line of them just kind of waiting, which is really bad. I think, however, we can quite comfortably deal with them like that. We could freeze that line ahead of schedule, but right now, probably not a good idea. We'll just deal with the... Oh, that's probably why not, because that one's moved right over there, and that's terrible. That's really bad. Okay, that's really bad. Okay, let's see. Frost Splinter? Yep, we're going to need to drink another one of these potions. Definitely. There we go. Have a little bit more mental energy, because we're going to need it. Frost Splinter? Okay, we want a lot of fireballs. Ooh, that's going to cost... that's actually going to cost some health, which is really bad. Really bad, actually. Alright, let's hope that we can deal with this. And Thunag is just unconscious immediately. That's not surprising. Not surprising. But hopefully we can deal with this opponent. Oh dear. The Krondir mean business, and they most certainly do mean business. We might lose one of these two here, which is not great. Alright, let's go. Oh, that's okay, those attacks were aimed at Tom, which is fine. And that is one dead Krondir, which is also fine. However, what's not fine is the fact that we now have to deal with this encounter without Thunag, which I suppose isn't too terrible, but we do have Drer and we have Tom focusing on this Krondir. This is what can happen when things go wrong, and things will sometimes go wrong. Right. Still conscious. And no longer conscious. That's a lot of experience I wish that Thunag would have got. But I'll take what I can get. And I think we really, really want to rest right now. We really want to rest because, ouch, kind of bad. So I think we'll rest right here. Great plan. There we go. And a little bit more use of magic here will bring Thunag up to full health. Just one more, I think. There we go. Brilliant. And when we come back, folks, we'll continue exploring this small area and possibly go over to Kurnos. We do have a good reason to go there, and I do believe there is a dungeon. And I almost thought that was an enemy there, but it's not, which is very, very good indeed. You fly away, little bug, and if you bring enemies, wrath upon you. So I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.